Sure, Joe. Colin Powell's family putting out a statement this morning saying that he has died of COVID complications. They say that he was fully vaccinated. Colin Powell, of course, the former Secretary of State, first African-American Secretary of State under George W. Bush, also served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and a National Security Council director. Colin Powell, enormously influential in Republican circles, but policy-wise drifting away from the Republican Party toward the end of his life. Powell, a military man through and through. He'll be known for his legacy in the United States military and for his achievements there dating back as far as the first Gulf War. He'll also be known for his advocacy for ultimately the invasion of Iraq as well, Joe. Colin Powell dead at 84 this morning from COVID complications. Joe.
Thanks, Eamon. For more on the life and legacy of Colin Powell, New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, Governor, you were scheduled, booked to be on. We were going to talk vaccine mandates in your state. But I'm sure you knew the General Powell well, and I know your father must have known him very well.
Well, without a doubt, they had a close working relationship in the first Bush White House, and it's a loss of an incredible American, an individual that gave himself to this country, gave himself of service, served in multiple administrations, obviously had a chance to retire and go in the private sector and all that, but he understood his role in terms of what he could offer this country. And it's just a legacy of service that is really unmatched when you look at what he has done over such a span, not just overseas and not just as a general, but as the Secretary of State. He always brought a calm presence every time he walked into the room, even in very tough situations. And I think, if anything, that's what this country needs. That's the legacy this country needs to remember. Even in tough situations, you have to come in with a calm presence, make firm decisions. So it's a loss for this country without a doubt, and something that I don't think we'll be shaking off for a while.
Certainly it served his country well, but served on a lot of corporate boards, too. I think that those traits that you just described translated into the boardroom well, and he was across an array of businesses in corporate America.
Well, who wouldn't want his help, right? I mean, who wouldn't want someone with General Powell's background to be able to come in and provide some of that leadership, some of that service, whether it's a small business, a large business, public sector, and he was always willing to do it. He was always willing to do it, to lend that helping hand to whatever it was. He believed strongly in the values of this country. He stood up. He put his life on the line for it in many situations, and he continually gave of that service. And that's just, one thing that we're seeing in 20 and 21 with all this vitriol and all this anger on either sides. Let's remember that calming presence, those firm decisions, and that legacy that General Powell leaves behind.